Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. So, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a snack and a drink because even though I say sometimes I'm going to try to keep it short, I know I'm not going to. I'm a chatterbox. I put it all out there, story after story. So, yeah, you know how I am. But if you're new, I hope you're doing well. I am the handicapable Black woman. I talk about issues with the disability community, people of color, African American, as well as women. I will be doing interviews with business owners, artists, singers, just array of people. And I spill the real tea of my life because sometimes I hear from people who are nothing like me. So the able bodied white male, yeah, let's just say sometimes when try to talk and tell them how my life is or how my situation is or how they have privilege that they do not see or understand, a lot of times they say I'm lying, or a lot of times they say you're making it up or you're exaggerating. And it's really annoying or frustrating because then on the flip side, Kamala Harris is going through this right now where they're saying she only got certain positions because she's a woman, because she's black, and how or the representation of black and the identity of black and or like her as a woman and what women are supposed to be doing, or if a man votes for a woman, that doesn't make him masculine anymore. It's like I will be talking, like I keep saying I'm going to have so many stories, but you already know I not nearly the prestigious position as her. But even when I got certain positions or even applied for certain positions, there were some where when I did get the position, it's only because I'm black or a woman, they would say. As you know, Mr. No Heart's mother, Miss Masher, she would make sure I know that the only reason I got into college is because I'm black. While her son and some of the other kids that she has dropped out. But yeah, like, even though I finished and then went back and finished and then went back and finished, yeah, she just wanted to make sure. But this episode is gonna kind of lean back towards that area. It's gonna kind of boomerang, but it's really frustrating when almost all of my life everyone accused me of lying. Everyone pointed the finger and blamed me for my disability. They said it's my fault. They said it's in my head. They said I'm making it up. They said I wanted attention. And when I was finally 18 and at college, I didn't know who else to tell because my parent, and it all started with the doctors. I will forever blame the health department and doctors. And I will write letters until I'm blue in the face to the White House, letting them know that. And I'm probably going to write medical, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to write medical schools as well and let them know that when it comes to disabilities, they need to teach better. And in the schools, they need to teach and do better. Because when I'm in public, I feel so uncomfortable now because I was undiagnosed for so many years. My disability got so bad where people stare and point and laugh and judge or tell me, you're too pretty to look like that. You need to go to the hospital and get yourself fixed. Oh, I don't see a ring on your finger. It's like once you go to the hospital, and get yourself back together, I'm sure a man's going to want to scoop you up so fast. And a lot of these people are go to the church, or, oh, the reason you ended up like this is because you don't love God enough. You don't read the scriptures. You don't give enough money to God. You don't. How much do you give in tithe and offering? Do you do 10% before or after? It's like, do you go every Sunday? How loud do you say hallelujah? I've actually had all of these questions and much more, but I will be having an IQ episode. I haven't had one in a long time, but I'm getting back to it while I write my novel. And I know I keep mentioning it, but I am, after having such a horrific year so far, part of me is determined to at least try to have a good ending to it, because maybe all of the lemon toxicity, I just need to like just go out with a bang and add as much sugar as I possibly can. So, but everyone lied to me, telling me I was a liar. Everyone mocked me, betrayed me, ignored me, accused me. Family, well, fake friends. I can count the amount of friends I have on one hand, and it might be two or three. It might be. But it all starts with the doctors. And so I, I need to edit because I have his picture and everything, and also the review that I created. So I will try to have that episode up pretty soon. But yeah, let's just say I recorded a lot of episodes over the last few weeks, but my laptop went kaplowy, not in a huge way. It's I won't say it's a minor fix, but it's a fix where it's just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So, but that's one reason why I posted a couple months ago, and I was so excited and everything, and then bam. And then depression hit a little. I was like, oh, because that part of me was trying to get out, I was getting my life back together, or at least the sunshine. I know some people make it, they're like, why do I care about this? Because I know some people who might be going through it too. And so I just feel to make sure others know that they're not alone. And if you're having a tough year, you are not alone. It's like, I hope once I start doing lives and everything, I can hear from some of you. But okay, I'm gonna kind of dive into how the just because you're black, just because you're a woman, and lying and everything ties into the health department, America, insurance, and all that stuff. Because, as some of you guys know, like when I was born, when I started walking, my parents did take me to the doctors. Yes, sorry, I have doctors on the brain. I've been thinking about them a lot lately while writing and creating, but the doctors told my parents, she's just fine. She's perfect. Like, yeah, just observe her, whatever. And now I wonder, what tests did they do? And some family, most family, they tell me, well, you can't judge them. They didn't have that type of technology back then. How are they supposed to know? And so when I'm a baby, I'm like, okay, the technology wasn't there, but okay. But then year after year after year, every year, I go and see my doctor and sometimes doctors. And because my mom, or my parents, but my mom mainly, noticed how I walked. And she would yell at me and tell me to walk right, or demand, or threaten. Yeah, fun, right? So I would tell my mom I don't know and I can't help it. And so she would go to the doctors, and they would always tell her, I am making it up. It's all in my head. I want attention. I'm just trying to stand out. That's what they always said. So when I got home, I had to practice walking in front of her until I satisfied her. And if I didn't satisfy her, it was time for the belt. And so I learned, march your little tush off. March as high as you can. Because year after year, it's like sometimes she would tell me to stand there. I couldn't touch a wall. I couldn't touch anything to keep my balance. Sometimes she would tell me not to move, and if I moved, then I had to start all over. And she would ask me, why do you walk like that? I wasn't allowed to say I don't know. If I did, that's in spanking. So I was taught to say that I'm lazy, that I don't want to walk right, that I want to stand out. I had to say that. And so when I started doing track in high school, I started noticing, now I know symptoms. And I remember one of my track coaches, even my tennis coach, oh my, oh, anyway, I remember he used to mock my running. And he was like, why do you run like this? And he would like do it a couple times, and some of the teammates would start laughing, and I don't know any better. I don't know what I'm doing. And when he says, you're fast, but you're not trying hard enough, it's like you've given up on yourself. You're not even trying. And then with ballet, oh, she was a nightmare. Oh, that sharp woman. But she would tell my mother I wasn't trying. I wasn't putting effort into it. I was lazy. I had to quit, or basically no, she kicked me out of ballet because I wasn't trying hard enough, even though I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I was doing my best. I didn't know any better. I didn't know why it looked like I wasn't trying. But I had to quit. When I got to college, Oakland University, I was so excited because I was like, I'm 18 now. I can go to the doctors on my own. And I can't tell my mom what's going on, because she doesn't believe me when I say I don't know. But the trauma, the physical trauma continued. The threats continued. I remember one time I tripped in front of the family while we were leaving out the house of one of my aunts. And when we got home, no, it was a couple days later, but I remember I was doing something near the basement, or near the stairs that goes to the basement. And I am so glad I have quick reflexes, because I had to catch the stair railing because she decided to push me. And she was like, oh, yeah, you want to keep tripping? You want to keep tripping? That's what's going to happen if you keep tripping. I got to college, or I was in a class, and I told some people, and I told I worked in the admissions office for a little bit, and I told some of the ladies there because I was just like, I don't know why this is going on, and I don't know why I walk like this. But they turned around and told my sister. And so then my sister got home and told my mother. And then more trauma. I'm not even gonna, I mean, it happened so many times. Part of me just thought, if I just, if I just keep telling them, if I just keep telling them, someone will listen. If I keep telling them, someone has to believe me. But when you have a perfect sister and everyone else thinks that you are a liar and of no use and not as smart and not as pretty or bright or as useful, yeah, that's how most of the people at that school saw me. They talked like, and that's the funny thing. It's a medium sized university, but there's so many times where some people who talked about me turned around and told me what other people said about me, and then those people who talked about me would tell me about what those people said about me. So I know how it's like, because they would say I'm lying, or I just want to complain about my mother and how I'm making it up and how I'm lazy and I don't want to pick up my feet. And I'm like, I do. I don't know why I walk odd. I don't even know I walk odd. I'm walking. I don't know what's wrong with me. I trip over my feet, but I don't know why. And I mean, the students I'll get over. I mean, new adults, our brains still fully developing or whatever. I mean, they were still mean, awful, and yeah, and let's just say it's like I don't post on Facebook for a reason. They don't even know I took my birthday off because the people who respond, they don't like me. It's like literally 95 to 98% of the people on my Facebook, they don't even like me. So it's like, and also it got to the point where anything I posted on Facebook always got back to my mother. Anything. And if you've been listening to the episodes, or it might be in an episode I didn't post yet, I don't know, but my, let's just say, my mother called cousins even and told them to be friends with me on Facebook. And so whenever they see a post about if, because they said I was basically told that I better not open a business, I better not publish books or anything like that, or I'll be kicked out of the house. But the same thing came to my health. Like, because I remember one time I was doing research on balance and walking and the neurology of it, and I found a really interesting story on it, and I posted it. And one of my cousins called my mother and told her. And next thing I know, I won't tell the whole story. I mean, there's some stories I will never tell. There's some trauma I will keep buried until the day I'm buried. Because, I mean, the kids at OU didn't believe me. The staff didn't believe me. The tutoring boss didn't believe me. The activities director didn't believe me. No one believed me. I was crying for help, literally crying for help, and no one was there to help me. They just said I was lying because none of this happened to my perfect sister. She was perfect. I, and I know I'm not as good as her, and I never will, but I've accepted that. I wear my gray sheep like pin of for honor, and actually I might make those too. It's like, because yeah, I'm a gray sheep. It's like I might be a black sheep, but at the same time, it's like it's crazy. Most of the guys I date, their parents are just like, how in the world How did you find this young lady? How did you meet her? Oh my gosh. She has 3 degrees. She's opening a business. And it's like with one of them, I remember I just finished the rough draft of one of my children's books, and my illustrator gave me like a rough draft of the ideas and everything. So one of the little girls, she was like, she kept playing peekaboo with me, and I was like, do you want a story? And I read her one of my stories, and she fell asleep on my lap. And it's like, it was during like a family barbecue or whatever. But it started off with just her, and next thing I know, it was like 3 or 4 of his uncles, some of his aunts and cousins. They were sitting there listening to the story, and I was kind of embarrassed because I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get the attention. I'm so sorry. It's like I thought maybe she wanted a bedtime story. And I just remember like a couple weeks later when the mom invited me over for like lemonade and lunch. And oh my gosh, it's like if I can switch out the sun, I would love. Oh my gosh. It's like if you're out there, just know you are an amazing woman. And I would have loved to have you as a mother in law. And I know even you apologized for your son. And it's like, and you said you wish you had a better son so that I would have someone deserving. So I miss you so so much. If you ever hear this video, just know you're so special to me. But anyways, I remember she kind of went and held my hands, and she was just like, how are you this amazing? How is your smile this radiant? It's like you are so amazing. And I remember asking, like, you don't care how I walk? She was like, what? I was like, you don't care how I walk? And she's like, what does that have to do with you? She was like, you're amazing. And it's like, if you walk different, okay. And I don't know, it was a talk that I needed. I needed a lot more of it because, yeah. But I still treasure and remember that day. And it's like I wish I could trade recipes because there was one of the items she made. I kind of fixed it up or made my version of it, and I wish I could make it for her now. But and actually, I might add it to one of my books because with my novels, I'm going to be making a special edition cookbook for each one. So, in dedication to her, I might do that now that I think of it. But back to the doctors. So, college. And I'm going to have a part 2. But college, like I said, I was telling and talking to anybody and everybody. And I remember there was this one woman at the university who, I despise now. But she tricked me and asked me, oh, we're doing this program with the psychology department where some of them who are practicing to be a therapist, it's like you can have different sessions, you can have your own sessions. And I should have said no, because how come certain things that I told her and only her got back to my mother? I will never forgive. I know the Bible says forgive and forget, but literally for 37 years, everyone called me the liar. No one believed what I was going through. Doctors were blaming me. And it's like family were blaming me, punishing me, telling me that I wasn't good enough or I was never going to find a job, and then job interviews, one after another after another. Why do you walk like that? Is that permanent? How did you end up like that? Did you get in an accident? Did you like just so many obnoxious, naive, stupid, uneducated questions? But every time during college, I went to my doctor, who I didn't record the story about her yet. She will be kind of a long, that might be like 2 to 4 episodes. But because I shared a doctor with my mother, some people might ask, Why on earth she should have changed? I tried. I tried. So maybe I should leave this right there so that I can kind of do the quicker version of the story with her, since I'm kind of there. But also, please don't forget, I have my children's books out now, and I am working on finishing my first novel. It's like The Power They Drained from Me, and that one has like person of color, disability representation, also superheroes if you like urban fantasy. It's a crime like syndicate, and has a lot of family drama and realization and self-recognition and self-identity type of things. And then I am also working on the Grim Reaper. And yeah, let's just say I'm playing around with. I'm still trying to think of her name though. With each character, I try to match the meaning and significance, or either something within their life, the plot, or something that just, when you know what their name means, it makes sense. It matches them and their personality. But this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And also, please do not forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And do you have any points or suggestions about the doctors? It's like also insurance, and it's like with Kamala running for president, it's like, what do you hope would change within our medical industry? And have you ever had a medical situation where the doctors didn't believe you, they didn't listen to you, they didn't test you? It doesn't have to be disability related, because I know some people who had literal tumors in their body that got so big that, well, I mean, some survived and some didn't. And sometimes it just gets tiresome, where I feel like we are supposed to trust the health industry. But in my case, like, I don't trust them anymore. I I cringe when I have to make an appointment, because right now I have to make two or three, and I'm just like, no. It's like, and that's doctors. Then I also have to do physical therapy appointments. And after the 30 something years of them saying I was lying, I don't trust them. Because if it wasn't for them, I might not. It's Yeah, about 90% sure I would not be where I am right now. And when it comes to scholarships, I could have applied, like with college, applied for scholarships with disabilities. And some people are like, so what? After college, no one would hire me. And the interest kept growing. And some of them said I wasn't qualified. So then I got a master's, and then I was all of a sudden overqualified. And this is while they tell me or ask me, why do you walk like that? Like my ex's mom said, what does that have to do with anything? They said they were impressed with my resume, impressed with my skills, impressed with my ideas. So what does my walking have to do with anything? But I'll have more for you in the next episode. Love, peace, and forgiveness, I guess. I need to work on that, because forgiveness is such, I don't know. It's just, can you guys let me know what it takes to earn forgiveness? I genuinely need that right now. Bye.